is in the open category, and the one's playing in the Premier League. So they beat the home team with 4-0, and Rogers scored twice. Rogers is called Chamberlain. That's his nickname. I just don't know how and why he chose that nickname from an Arsenal guy. Anyway, they had a good performance, though here they could not score for them. Here is one of the top scorers, and we also saw Bruno scoring for the second time consecutively. We also saw Rogers, that is Chamberlain, becoming the player of the match during that game. We expect Gisborne to perform better after the resumption of the 4th Division League come next month. Away from that, we also had some action. We saw bits of drama somewhere in the Western Regional League as Bushenyi Veterans visited Bwizwera. You know Bwizwera, where
that game was meant to be there over the weekend, by the way.
Where Matthias hails from, and I just don't know why. Up to now, that was one of the pictures that we picked from Bwizwera yesterday, but we also have some videos, some pictures playing there. That is Bushenyi Veterans football team, the team that visited Bwizwera and lost for the they are young. Actually, they are very, very young. That was the team that actually lost 2-1 for the first time this season against Bwizwera, and the return legs, EDGAR, are normally a teasing point. We saw some drama after Bushenyi were awarded a penalty, and that was the penalty that made their consolation, getting 2-1 there in Bwizwera. It wasn't a simple game. You can clearly see those pictures. Look at that penalty. It was beautifully taken, but it could not help Bushenyi to secure some points there away. We also saw some drama that was kind of indiscipline, in Bwizwera, as we saw some people from Bwizwera side attacking the 4th official and the assistant referee. Indiscipline in football. After that penalty, there was some bit of fracas. I just don't know who sponsored that fracas, but
what exactly they want?
Indiscipline in football has become rampant in Western region. EDGAR can we actually need those guys in uniform so that we can keep a calm environment during these games. Look at that. Somebody is actually attacking 4th official and the assistant referee, claiming that Bwizwera was cheated and they should have had the 3rd goal. But
and you fight after winning.
Yeah, but they are winning, but they're still fighting. That's Bwizwera for you. Look at that. There was a bit of fracas in that game, and we actually condemn this. This is not the way football is going to develop in a country. If we still have fans, if we still have football leaders who are not trained enough, and if we still have those people in football who are still fighting,
I've understood one thing. We tell FIFA tells FIFA, so that we give these referees small pistols as they are creating.
That will not be football style. That would not be football style. EDGAR, maybe we are becoming people from.
But now, but they are being beaten. You remember when these Premier League referees have decided not to officiate these express matches?
Yes.
Remember after the other Bombo incident?
The Bombo incident.
So this is what's happening. That someone has been attacked, like you were seeing in Bwizwera. How do you expect that person to go back tomorrow when you say we have a game?
It would be scary for him to go back to officiate a game like that. But EDGAR, we only need the technical know-how to help us in training these people in football, especially on the section of fan sensitization. We have seen situations change, especially in the top league sides. You remember what used to happen between SCV and Express. You remember what used to happen between KCC and Express still. We used to have death around those games, but this time around we have
there's
a time when everybody feared Wankukuku, and there's a time everybody had to go with a djembe or machete or pangas and axes to defend themselves at Wankukuku. But we need lots of desensitization campaigns, EDGAR, so that we can avoid.
So that people get to understand that even seriously, after, whether you've lost or you feel football, the officials have not been you just leave it like that.
Leave it like that, because
the fair play is
this
important.
Is somebody, EDGAR, who has traveled from Isinjiro, and he has come to Mbarara district to officiate a game. Now, when you abuse him or when you violate his rights, then he will not execute his mandate.
But at the same time, as we are trying to sustain and sympathize with the officials, you also have to learn to be more professional.
True. They also have to be fair.
Or having double standards or could give it to God, you're going to be beaten because these people are not happy. These people pay a lot. People like football anyway.
Very big investment, and officials can. We know that.
You know what you're supposed to do. You do the opposite.
Edgar, you can do that better when you now start telling these people what they do.
I'm telling you.
Last evening, I had one of the officials who was officiating the Rampara Bulls game and Lions. After reaching the Green Park, he had a discussion, and he never knew I was around. He had a discussion with a certain manager, asking. The manager asked them, "How did the game transpire?" The guy was like, "They don't give us some good money. You can imagine I used my own transport, and it was even less. So the guy decided to give me 20K, and I did what I did." You can imagine such a statement, but I will not mention the names. I will not mention the names. And remember, this is one of the victims who has already been beaten.
Now they are going to be beaten.
Anyway, Edgar, we have to move away from that. We have seen changes in the Western Regional League tables as Bushenyi Veterans lost for the first time in the second round of the season. So they have actually moved down the table, and their hopes. Their hopes have been shattered. You can clearly see there's a big gap now, going to 5 points. And remember, we're in the second half of the season. That's Bunyaruguru still leading with 31 points, and now Bushenyi is way back with 23. That table was gotten before they played that game. However, they stayed in the same position after securing that loss in Bwizwera, and you can see Bwizwera there inclining with 19 points. Bwizwera could not catch up simply because Bushenyi has a game in hand. Remember when they played somewhere against Busoga, they actually missed their game in the league and they had to play in Uganda Cup. That is the table standing now. Chamba Rastas coming in 4th with 17, and 6 o'clock standing in there 5th with 15 points. Nyamitiobora there with 14, and Nyamitiobora issues are still roaming Edgar. They have now decided to dissolve the committee that has been running the team. I hear Douglas and Jacob, those who have been new recruits for this season, have thrown in a towel simply because they are citing financial constraints, and they're not getting enough finances to run the team. You look at Nyamitiobora and you cannot describe where they are going. We have the second table of the Western Regional League, that is the Chigezi sub-region, where Ntoda has made stories, and Ntoda has remained Ntoda, like you can hear it. They are at the top of the table after securing their other win, in fact their 10th win of the season, and they are on 32 points with a plus 21 goal difference, and they are now in the headlines everywhere. Ntoda is a team that has not lost Edgar in this competition. They have not lost a single game, only that they have only secured 2 draws across the season. Gorilla Island comes second with 28 points, and Rugalama FC there in third with a game in hand with 25 points. Rubare also 4th with 18 points, and we see Akataka coming in there 5th with 15 points. Rampara Bulls yesterday, after winning that game against Lions, they won 2-0, and now they actually inclined the table in 6th position with 15 points. Chihihi Young Boys and FC Lions struggle in 7th and 8th position, Edgar, but you can clearly see Nyasa is one of the teams that is actually on the verge of getting relegated with 10 points coming in there. Edgar, I think this Western Regional League this time around, minus a few instances of indiscipline and some officials misbehaving somewhere somehow, it has actually been organized well. This time around, we have to credit the Western Regional Football Associations, especially the office, the federation office that is there in the city center. They have tried to resolve some issues here and there. They are now on point, but we still need them to use the young boys when it comes to the FUFA Tour Namtima campaign. Edgar, we have very good talents and huge talents in Western Regional League, but when it comes to that Namtima campaign, when the national team comes this side, they only select those old boys from the Super League, from the big league, and the Regional League is always neglected, and it's actually bringing chaos.
No.
Edgar, these guys are playing some very good football. You cannot fail to have some 2 boys from Bushenyi veterans. You can't fail to have 2 boys from Bunyaruguru, and you cannot fail to have 2 boys from Mtoda. At least make them 6. You balance, yes. At least you balance. You mix them with those from big league and from the Super League, so that Edgar, those boys in the Super League have already made their names. They are already established. Their talents already exposed. But these boys, anyway, Edgar, away from that, we have seen the Uganda Premier League action last weekend. Mbara City had travelled on Friday. They played against.
How did that game?
Edgar.
Kumatara.
Tears.
History
repeats itself. You remember when SCV beat us at Nambori, our first game under floodlights. You remember what Ali Chimela did for us? I think it was a challenge of floodlights, Edgar. Challenge of floodlights, Edgar. Our record under floodlights is not good, but that was one of the chances that we missed. Look at that. Sadat in Subga was denied by the woodwork. I hear that word. So Edgar, that was part of the game as Henry Chitegenyi created a chance. Joseph Akandwana was missing a chance there, and Sadat in Subga being denied by the woodwork. But that was but they actually beat us 2-0. Joseph Data, one of our boys actually. You remember when he was here and he could not get.
Celebrating.
So those were the pictures that came through from Philip Omondi Stadium. Most of you call it Edgar, you can see our fans. They were overwhelmed. You can see our fans over there.
What were they? You might find they were celebrating knowing Barra State, the one that had scored.
Edgar, that's you see how he was sweating. Yeah, he knows. You see how he was sweating. Look at that other goal. Look at that other goal as we conceded. We only had about five shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 in our own half, but we could not defend. We could not clear away that ball.
I've forgiven you. I hadn't even watched whatever happened. You were not seeing the game. You were not following anything. You amatara. Was Matthias there?
Actually, Matthias was there.
We shall
actually bring him here and he confirms to us. And he confirms to us if he saw those goals.
But we are going to, you should take them to either Arena or Green Park. They begin playing Kumatara.
But Edgar, those artificial grounds affect joints a lot, especially for the active footballers. Okay, I understand you.
Here we want to win.
Okay, Edgar, we had a tremendous action in the Mbara rally. You know, this rally opens up the calendar.
I was fine. I couldn't be around, but Saturday I had a function. Yesterday I was in Mitoma, so. Basically,
this man here missed a lot, as our own Tofa Katera from this side was one of the top performers. Those were the pictures that came through during the final campaign of Mbara Rally. We saw the statistics coming in there from FMU, but Edgar, I can guarantee you that this sold out. This was one of the best selling. Yeah, it sold out.
Says Murari
Safe Mulali and Beka Mabuya, and there's that other man, forgotten the name. These people sold out. This one was one of the best. Now that's our own Tofa Katera and his navigator. These guys were the best performers.
However,
Tofa is the one with a cape. Yeah, Tofa is the one with a cape that is called Tofa Katera. And his navigator is a bit he's a bit heavier than you.
Anyway,
you want to land me into trouble?
No.
Tofa Katera is one of our boys from the Western Uganda, and he's one of our actually
navigator. Actually,
Edgar, that guy is heavier than you.
Yeah, he's putting his life at stake, by the way. Eshawa yonna motoka wekonera wachi Tofa
Katera had his car passed the first test, that was scrutinization at BAM petrol station down there at the forest, and we saw him celebrating. Actually, he was preparing very well for this rally. We also had the likes of Ronald Sebuguzi. He gave me even an interview before the kickoff of the rally. He told me he was well prepared. I also have let's hear from him. Mr. Champion, embala eno ogisango otya naddala nga kalenda egulawo oba otesitoso tyo kulabika nti ovuga okusinzira ku mutindo gobe ovuga nga mu bitundu ebirala
omwaka olali jojja mujja wetesitesi bulungi naye ojja kifuna challenge emotoka nebrekinga down naye nali mpanguleko emirundi mingi embalala nali badako wokubiri ne last year nali wakubiri era nsubira ojja kulaba.
Mr. Ronald, abawagizi boina abawagizi bangi nnyo mu Western Uganda, bubaka ki bw'obawa eri season eno kalenda yeno ng'etandise?
Abawagizi baffe obulungi bw'omuzannyo n'obulungi bwammwe twagala championship esaala gye bamuteera.
Toyinza nnyo toyanzegesewo. Three-time champion of the Uganda National Rally, but this time he could not manage. Man brought one of the most expensive rally cars, that is the EDGAR. When the machine is new and you bring it to Mbarara, you must find challenges. You cannot. You can. No. You did not tell me to say that, but EDGAR, you very well know that. You very well know that. EDGAR. True, but EDGAR, a machine which you unveil for the first time and you want.
Why didn't he
want to compete with it?
So that he first trains with
that's where I question him. Why didn't he actually bring the other old one? I just can't understand why he said I just can't
so he was in number which position?
I can't understand why he had to be there. He came in there in 12th position with his new machine. Yeah, with his new machine. He posted lots of times lost. But the statistics show that Just Mangat and his navigator Enoch Olinga were the first from this rally. They posted total times lost 08, 12, and 04. That is 8 minutes. EDGAR, when you lose the little time, that means you are good to go, especially with the Mbarara rally. And it's the opening rally for the calendar year in FMU. But when you perform like this, like Just Mangat, this is incredible. This was incredible. Our own Tofa Katera could not come close to those antics as he came in there in 8th. But there is one thing I have to credit about Mbarara.
About the speed you take.
Yeah, and the time you have lost.
Emotoka ye overloaded, so speed yebekozesa amani mangi kuba olabye navigator. But ezo kilo zaba nazo. So I think, but you performed very well.
Our own Jonas Kansime also came in second there. Yeah, we also had one of the performers. Yeah, Jonas Kansime came in second. Chikankane could not even, by the way, Chikankane even missed the scrutinization exercise, and we expect some of the positions there, second, third, to be his, but he could not make it. We also saw Posian Rakataka coming in third after return for the first time in Mbarara. The other time he missed because he was somewhere in the university, that the University of Understanding, and he could not make it to Mbarara. This time he came to challenge. He was third, and fourth we also had Mokasa Mustafa, who had his navigator Lawrence. They were driving an NVDV1, that is a Subaru. EDGAR, those machines there, they can cause you problems. Anyway, Didas Masco came in 5th. those are our boys from this side. They also challenged. When you make a podium finish, especially you have 3 podium finishes, Edgar, you're good to go. You're good to go. We also had Joshua Mwangs, who came 6th, and Isaac Sozi with Monica BARIGYE. Monica is a lady. She's one of the ladies who navigate, who actually in this sport. We could not see the female champion. She was not here. We don't know what happened to the son of Captain Mike Mukula, that Mike Mukula Jr. After getting all that money from KCB Bank, we just don't know what happened. Ronald Semuguzi came 12th. I don't know where you're going to find him. Salim Gasamba and Emmanuel, you can call, because I know you can get Captain Mike. When you talk to him, please ask him why the son could not perform, even after securing huge sums of money from KCB Bank. Edgar, that was a bit of summary from coming in there from Mbara Rally.
But thank you very much, people. Thank you very much to the organizers. Thank you very much to those participants. Thank you very much to the fans that were there. I was, of course, looking at pictures and videos. It was interesting. Very interesting, and it sold out, Edgar. We had huge numbers. Actually, we recorded the highest. We recorded the highest numbers. Okay. Edgar. The Uganda cricket cranes left this country last Thursday evening. I remember telling you about. So finally, they're going to play Sri Lanka. Yeah, they're going to play Sri Lanka in the. That's one of the pictures that they had on Saturday morning when they were training first in Sri Lanka. No, Edgar, Kampala cannot look like that. There's no way we're going to get a picture like that in Kampala. There's no way, Edgar. Maybe 10 years to come, there's no way we're going to get a picture like that in Kampala. Edgar, there's no way, no way. Maybe because Edgar, this is cricket. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Even if somebody takes a picture from Nambole right now, you can clearly know he's either an ultra Edgar, they are trying so hard. My friend here, this man here. Okay, the picture you saw came in from Sri Lanka on Saturday, and that's the team as they were leaving for Sri Lanka. They're going to do test series there against Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has also named their 23-man squad that is going to take on Uganda cricket cranes. So those are our boys. They were smart, ready jeans. Yeah, they're playing against your favorite cricket team. So I just don't know. These are test series. Yeah, these are test series. So they're going to come back maybe at the end of this week. You have to have your time. We have a list of players, Sri Lanka players that are going to face us, and that's the list. Bandara. Yeah, one of the stars. Yeah, one of the best bowlers there. He's going to play against us. Fernando also is the captain, and we also know Christian Shunjula. Christian is one of the best performers from the last Cricket World Cup. He was one of the top 6 boys. So we expect all those stars to play against the Uganda cricket cranes. Away from that, we had action last evening in the English Premier League. I will not mention some of the things you can hear that. You expect that. Goals came in from Scott McTominay to secure the first. Okay. Let me say it clearly like you want it. Yeah, the winning goal came in there from Scott McTominay, the Scottish, who is a top scorer at Manchester United with 7 goals after all those games. Anyway, okay, that was the goal contribution coming in there from Kobe Maino. That was one of the Scott McTominay goals. That was a fantastic header. The Scottish had to make sure that Scottish guy had to make sure he scores the 7th goal for Manchester United this season. He almost left. Edgar, that boy secured for you the first win since Eric Ten Hag joined Manchester United against the top 5 teams. Can you imagine? That was a very huge record since Eric Ten Hag joined Manchester United. That was the first away win for a team that is way beyond you. The way actually from the first why do you mean way beyond us? Such a Singapore points ahead of you, right? That's Edgar. For you expect him to react like that. There is a team, Edgar, that beat their opponents.
I will not mention that.
First mention the team.
Bukayo Saka made sure he scored a brace to help Arsenal beat West Ham United 6-0. One of the highest scoring crashes against the rivals. Actually, the word after the game was rice and soup. Anyway, I will not mention that. Bukayo Saka was one of the star performers.
It was a very good performance by Arsenal.
Very good.
It was a very good performance.
When you
they played some good football. They meant business.
Away from violence.
They meant business.
Away from violence, Edgar. West Ham is a very good team to lose with that margin 6-0.
I'm telling you, but still,
so we have a table of the top 4 or top 6.
Bajja senejja magezi katonda tuyambe kulwali luna abasajja babeerawo ndowooza balaba.
So the English Premier League also posted on their social media saying Liverpool will be at the top of the table for the next match week. You can clearly see Liverpool is still ahead of Man City with a 2-point gap, you can see, but City has a game in hand, and Arsenal coming in there third with 49 points, Spurs 47 coming in there in fourth, and Aston Villa 46, and Manchester United has just knocked in the top 6. You can clearly see without goal difference 0. This time that table was before, and now goal difference 0. I know what you're saying, Edgar. I know what you're saying, Edgar. I know what you away from that, you can clearly see Edgar is very happy they won. Away from that,
we won Aston Villa.
Okay, Edgar, I can tell you something about that. Away from that, we had action in the AFCON, the African Nations Cup. Edgar had predicted that Ivory Coast would win with one reason, having harbored the biggest cathedral in Africa, the prayers and the mighty Actually, there has been a holiday, a 2-day holiday declared in Ivory Coast, especially in the city of Abidjan, and we saw this coming, Edgar. Nigeria scored first through that man there, the captain Trust Ikong, a man who plays somewhere in Europe, and scored his second goal of the tournament, scoring his second header, Edgar. It was a tense moment. As he scored like this, we all knew Ivory Coast had gone, but you just cannot know. Amos Faye, Edgar, the coach of Ivory Coast, had stories to write after 12 days at the helm of the team. After Ivory Coast had actually parted ways with the head coach, this man took the helm of the team and he took them to the finals and won their second trophy. Edgar, Ivory Coast became the second team to win at home since Egypt in 2006. How many years are those? That tells you the hosts have not had chances to win since 2006. We saw Emmanuel Adebayo lifting up this trophy before kickoff, and he's one of the stars that Africa actually likes. I think the mom now is contented with the results that she got from the Sun. Anyway, away from that, we saw Didier Drogba celebrating after that equalizer. There is a goal, Edgar, that nobody expected that Nigeria would concede, because Nigeria had only conceded 2 goals from the whole tournament, but this time they conceded all the 2 goals in just one game.
So I remember the German Brazil
game in 2002.
The
other game when Ronaldo
they were the only goals they had conceded the whole tournament. Finals, 2 of them.
Oliver Kahn had good performance.
Yes, so, he had not conceded any.
This time Nigeria had conceded just 2 goals, but Ivory Coast came from behind to beat them 2-1 in the finals in Abidjan. Edgar, you should have been there. But earlier, we had a game for the 3rd position where South Africa won the 3rd position and they took home bronze, but they were also named the fair play team of the season, having a goalkeeper.
Bafana.
Your team, they could not get into the finals. They had a goalkeeper, Cromwell, who actually grew up at Tottenham Hotspur Academy, but he made the clean sheets of the season. He never conceded a single goal in this tournament, Edgar, during the time, during the
normal time.
Yeah, normal time, yeah, during the normal time. That's 90 minutes. South Africa also won the fair play award of the tournament. We also saw the likes of Sebastian Haller being named one of the best in this tournament after scoring his second goal of the season, helping Ivory Coast secure that trophy. Edgar, we had some records here written. South Africa were the only team to play in the 5 cities of Abidjan, getting their games starting from Bouakore up to Niadre, playing all those games from the group stages across all the cities. That's one of the records that we had. They were a team that had conceded no goal in normal time, keeping clean sheets. Cromwell was one of the best goalkeepers that we saw. Away from that, Edgar, earlier we had Motsepe, Doctor, the president of CAF, saying that it